Hello and welcome back to Shadowbones 420. I'm going to be making a tier list on how toxic every single person is here. So of course we have the extinct category, or that no one uses. So like characters like Titanosaurus, Mecha um Mecha Guy. These two they are extinct or kind of just gone because you know, they don't exist anymore. Like, they're not in game. So yeah, but then there's these are the guys that like I never see in game. I'll be explaining these tiers first. All right, this guy you never see in game since he's not in the game anymore. I never really see this guy anymore. Like, I'm not sure if he got remodel or something, or if this is just, or if I'm just never seeing this guy. Then we have this spider thing. This spider thing has always been in game, like as a Skull Island like DLC thing. And, like, I've never seen it in like actual use. And people always use like the Kong or like I don't know, something else. Then we have Frozen Godzilla. I mean, I've actually seen them a little bit more recently, although like compared to everyone else here, I never see them. I mean, like, aside from today, the last time I can recall seeing them was long ass time ago. The Jet Jaguar has basically been overshadowed by its weird ass anime cousin thingy. Like, I never see him in use. Wendigo Skullcrawler. I mean, like, I'm not sure what happened to the thing. It just like vanished. I mean, the last time I can ever recall seeing him was when Heisei still had a crappy model. That long ago. And Heisei in 2014 still had like garbage ass models that like no one wanted to use them. And even then, like, even Skullcrawler is more common than him. Okay, this tier list is based on how toxic they are. So basically, like Born Evil's the most evil. Jolly Lads is the most kind or least hostile. These guys, I forgot that. I'll just call them the turtles. The turtle guys. For some reason, I never see them. Like, he's a fast swimmer, and we're going to see someone else who's a fast swimmer later on. But like, I mean, I can't recall the last time I remember seeing him. Maybe, well, I've played him before. He's fine. Not sure why nobody uses him though. Because Zoro, on the other hand, is I can explain. I know why no one uses him. He has a very shady model. He has trash moves. He is slower than a snail. And honestly, he's just a garbage character that you should never use, unless maybe you're trying to get like stuff like in the water, like, you know, the UFO for this guy. Biolatte. Biolatte is kind of a headache to play, as well as just like no one uses it. I mean, the last time I've seen Biolatte again is when I saw Heisei. The Heisei, like when Heisei didn't have this good looking model, when it had that blocky looking model. It was the last time I remember seeing Biolatte in actual action. Or unless it's just the Biolatte that's AFK. Manila, or regular Manila. I mean, just a regular ass Manila. I don't see anyone using him. Tell me the last time you saw Manila in action. Tell me. Again, another extinct kaiju that does not exist. This guy is probably the best example of a kaiju that has fallen from grace. I mean, Kamakura or whatever his name is, the fourth stage of Shin Godzilla, or just like more popular Shin Godzilla. I mean, he's just fallen from grace. Like, I remember when he used to be like top tier, and then he was like so laggy that they had to reduce him. But you know what reduce means for him? Make him incredibly slow. Like, I mean, like a snail's pace. To the point where, like him charging up his beam, oh, that would seem very powerful. But then as soon as you just go into the water into like the Mariana Trench or something and hide under there, he can't do shit. And then you can just come back up and charge your beam. That would especially be the case for like this guy. He can just hide in the water and meditate, and then this guy's fucking gone. As well as nobody uses him. Like, I mean, try finding him somewhere. He's nowhere. I think Moguro's just kind of trash. That's why no one uses him. No one uses him because he's trash. Final Wars Godzilla is actually pretty decent. It's just that no one likes using him for some reason. Singular Point Anguirus, for some reason nobody ever uses him because nobody likes Anguirus, like, quite literally. And this guy, this little bugger, I mean, like, I really only ever see starter players using it, and even then he's quite the rare sight, since most starter players will choose Gojira or Mothra or Anguirus, or maybe even this little lad. Alright, these guys. I mean, whenever I see one, they're never an actual hostility. They're usually just hitting buildings, basically. No one uses Juju, although when they do, they're probably one of the most peaceful specimens ever for some dumb reason. Behemoth and Frost Behemoth are quite chill. I mean, like, if I'm just like being Geigen for a bit and then just flying around and I just see a Behemoth, I sometimes just talk to them. But they're also gigantic XP bags, so. Skullwalkers, they're usually fine. I mean, like, they never attack anyone, and they're usually quite chill. Mostly because they know damn well if someone attacks them, then they're going to get whooped. The USS Argo. I mean, like, the most people that have them are pretty, you know, sophisticated. I mean, like, there's, like, only, like, people in like, this double digits that have him. Because, you know, he's only given out by codes or people who have admin there. So, like, usually they're not usually trying to be an asshole. And then we have Holiday, this guy. He still has the crappy old model. And he is, usually quite jolly. I mean, like, I usually don't see him, like, bullying people, and he's usually, just floating around, basically. Alright, Heisei. We move on to the average Joe tier. These are people that, I mean, they're just average people. Most of the time, they're just grinding, or they're just chilling. They usually are, although they can be hostile sometimes, and, attack you for no reason. But still, they usually try giving you a fair fight and don't exploit it. So, like, suppose they see someone with full health, they'll take advantage of that. Just full health guy? Alright, I want to kill him for XP. These guys are usually fair. And just an average ass person. Alright, Heisei. Heisei's probably one of the most average Godzillas ever. And, like, most people that use him kind of know that. So they kind of just lay low for a bit and just chill. Because, I mean, what else can they do? This character kind of sucks if you're not using it for grinding. It has a terrible ass hitbox. And I mean, like, it's only good for grinding. Like, 99% of the time. I don't see people using Scylla, so most of the time they're just grinding. Like, you never see a Scylla in combat. Turkey Rodan. These guys just fly around the sky and usually get sniped by some flying creature or some Mecha Godzilla that has a stupid ass beam. They're kind of like gigantic coin bags for people. That's the reason why they mostly lay low. I believe this is Godzilla. I don't know which Godzilla this is. I keep on forgetting them. I would say that this is Godzilla 2019, I think. Which, if that's the case, then yeah, it makes sense. Godzilla 2019, I think, is Mr. Mid. And I think the only reason why people really have him is for this guy. But yeah. Unless I'm getting it wrong. Although 2019 is supposed to be down here. Alright, Showa Godzilla. Hey, most of these guys are pretty chill. They usually are actually playing him for fun. And not actually for competitive reasons. They just want to have fun. Which is mostly the reason why they're just kind of average. I would put them in Jolly tier, although, I mean, I've had my fair share of bad experiences with them. Manila EX. Manila EX are usually people who have grinded their asses off just trying to get this character. And usually when they do, they're not usually satisfied. And they're usually too demotivated to actually attack you. So they just kind of sit there and just be an average person, just grinding or acting like a deity. But then as soon as someone attacks them, they just start running away. Ready Player One, Mechagodzilla. I mean, I've seen my fair share of them. They sometimes are grinding, although sometimes they try attacking you. Alright, I'm going to start off with something that I like calling new player syndrome. So characters like Gojira, this guy, etc., etc. Characters that are usually cheaper are usually more of assholes because they're wielded by newer players. And I mean, I bet when we all joined the Kaiju universe, we all thought the main objective was kill, because that's really all we thought. Oh wait, I have all these attacks. I must be able to kill people, not grinding and just trying to talk to people. You only thought kill, 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 kill. And yeah, these guys are probably the least worst out of the starters. Well, actually, this guy's the least worst, but you know what I mean. Like, this guy's kind of just like in there. Like, when you usually find a Gojira, he's either being killed by some random ass people or he's trying to attack you. Although usually that attack is usually out of pure ignorance. While this guy, on the other hand, is usually picked by people immediately because he's the first kaiju, or they don't know how to select kaijus, and they just hit play. And immediately they start attacking. And because of this guy's random hitbox, he hits people, and then he realizes, oh, I get more things for hitting people, and then he starts hitting more and more people and being more and more of a jerk sometimes. Although most of the time they're new players, so that's why they're the lowest on this tier. Jet Jaguar, but with axe, and he's from anime thing. I mean, Jet Jaguar from the anime is, I mean, like, he's okay. I mean, like, he's kind of an asshole at times. Like, he just sees you and then he starts walking up to you and just wants to kill you for some dumb reason. These guys are just assholes because they usually sky camp and just zoom, 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 and then just start beating the shit out of you. Amanda, on the other hand, instead of sky camping, they just squirm around the water and try to attack people who are very slow in the water, since they know damn well that they won't fight back. And they kind of are just assholes for that. 2014, I mean, not a lot of people use 2014, although they use him enough for him to get out of extinct, or no one uses. But yeah, 2014, he's kind of just he's just kind of there. He kind of is just like that one character that can annoy the shit out of you most of the times. And they're usually the ones to provoke the fight and then immediately leave afterwards. Mechagodzilla also falls under the same exact syndrome as the Mantis, where the Mechagodzilla is sky camps and is way too fast. I think this is a version of Jet Jaguar. I I actually have rarely ever seen him, although I knew that like a lot of people for some reason like this guy, and I didn't know where to place him, so I just placed him right here, exactly in the middle. So yeah, probably the best starter in my opinion. And I mean, this is when people start getting a grip on the game, and it's when people start gaining a brain. But then they realize, oh shit, wait, what I did a long time ago was kind of right, but also kind of wrong. So they start being they start getting intelligence, which makes them even more of a psychopath. Every single Rodan's an asshole. I don't have to explain it. Alright. Millennia Godzilla. Usually these guys are usually having fun, although most of the time they walk up to you, use their stupid atomic blast thing, and then run away. And it's kind of just annoying. Although at least the blast doesn't do much damage. It's just them being an asshole. They just squirm up to you, explode, run away. Alright, I think this is Batara. Batara, I mean, like, I'm saying this as in, like, the really leveled up Batara. Most of the time, they're just inexperienced idiots who use it, but, like, if you find someone that actually knows how to use Batara, well, then you're fucking in trouble because they're going to be an asshole towards you. And, I mean, Batara is one of the few kaijus that people say, oh, yeah, shit, he's... Like, when a destroyer sees a Batara, they're like, oh, shit, it's Batara. Because, you know, Batara's kind of busted. Alright, I think this is called Ultima Godzilla. I mean, he's the most rarely used end game kaiju, and he is also probably the most humble end game kaiju. Is there any end game kaiju? Alright, maybe this guy, but you know what I mean. You know, maybe this guy as well, but you know what I mean. Like, he's like they're quite just humble. I mean, although they also are. What I mean, like, they're the most humble, I mean, like, they're the least mean. Because they'll still attack you for no reason out of nowhere. Kiryu, I mean, they'll probably be grinding, and then they see you just walking by, and then they see you red for some reason, and then they just blast away at you and want you gone. This is like Burning Godzilla is like a version of Millennia that went on crack. Because he's basically a Millennia he steals Millennia Kaiju's ability, which is to like explode, and decides, I should do that. Except I deal damage, but I obliterate people. And then they laugh at the idea, and then they squirm up to you at the middle of nowhere, explode, and then you fucking die. Especially if you're a low health kaiju, like, I don't know, this guy, this is stage 2 Shin, stage 3 Shin, Gojira, I mean, hell, even Skullcrawler will get whooped if this guy walks up to them and explodes. Then we have Male Muto. At least I think this is Male Muto. He has the shorter eye flame thingy. Oh wait, actually no, I think I got it wrong. Wait, no, never mind, I didn't get it wrong. Sorry. Male Muto. Again, they're jerks. They sky camp and then they just shank, run away, shank, fly away. The only reason why he's this low is because he doesn't have a beam or have any broken attacks. This bitch, on the other hand, I mean, she's a complete jerk, not because she randomly instantly kills you, but because she fucking blinds you. Like, she throws a flashbang at you, and then flies away, waits for you to finally recover, flies back at you, flashbangs you, and waits for you to recover. Gigan is like, this guy, except they heavily nerfed his beam, in midair, so it's a lot less worse. Although he still has a beam, so if he has like incredible range, then you're going to get your ass whooped. Godzilla Jr. on the other hand, only see red. They're grinding their asses off for Destroya, and I know that it's kind of just like, they do it for Destroya, but like still, like, they're kind of, I would put them in Born Evil, although for the reason that they are like doing it for the Destroya. I mean, like, it adds like a motive. Although whenever they see anyone, they're like, oh shit, I gotta kill him for XP or shits and giggles, and then they come and kill him, which is not quite nice. And these guys, even though the kaiju sucks, people always pick him for no reason. Like, there's always one of them in the server, and then they just see you, and then they run towards you, beam you, they just run away. Then they decide, I should be a little bit cocky and attack them on ground. And then they disable their flying and try fighting you, and then they instantly get wrecked and start whining in chat. And they're complete asshole jerks. Millennia, or the weird alien kaiju thingy. I mean, like, he just got added in game, so it's not that much of a surprise. Everyone's using him, so practically you can count everyone in this guy, and then he can be Born Evil for all you care. Although I'm just putting him right here since, it's only been a day or so since he's been released. Although, like, if a Millennia sees you, you're dead. Especially if he has all of his cooldowns off. Mothra larvae are assholes, man. Like, they want you gone. And especially if it's a high level Mothra larva, just run away or fly away, because they're going to beat you up. Monster Zero, they're like Manila EX, except all that grinding made them furious for some reason, and now they want to whoop you. Godzilla Skull Island. I mean, most of these people got the Game Pass just for him, and they thought that the Skull Crawlers would be good and realized that they were shit inside. And this guy's the only good one. And then they start going on a rampage. I don't know, these Mothras, the show of Mothras are just complete. I hate these guys. I will put them even higher, although the people above them are even worse. These two, I should probably place all these guys right next to each other, because they are all like you see them fighting no matter what, and if you like even accidentally like beam them and like, oh shit, it's my fault, sorry man, they just slowly turn their heads and start beating you up for no reason. Even if all three of them are fighting and you accidentally like get like one damage in there, just accidentally, it won't change the fight or anything. They slowly turn their heads, and then they stare at you, and then they come and shank you. Anguirus. If you've seen Anguirus, just run away. I'm not talking about Anguirus singular points. No one uses that guy. But if you've seen Anguirus, just run away. You're not going to survive, Vlad. Just say your prayers and just say goodbye. Because if you've seen Anguirus, they're usually high level, and they want to shank it to death. Alright. I think this is Nuclear Godzilla or Thermonuclear Godzilla. Again, with the crack. Thermonuclear Godzilla is like if Burning Godzilla took 10 pounds of crack and then took 100 pounds of ketamine and sniffed it and combined them and sniffed it. And that's basically Thermonuclear Godzilla, basically. In my opinion. He walks up to you, he explodes, he runs away. Worst of all, these guys are usually combat loggers. Female Muto. Female Mutos are just assholes. As well as the Celtric Mutos. I don't even have to explain these guys, do I? Finally, we have Zombie Gigan. If you see Zombie Gigan, he usually has a whole... like teaming's a requirement for zombie gagging basically. So like he usually has like a whole entire gang right next to him, and if you dare mess with him, well, you're going to get shanked to death. And Destroyer. Destroyer are people who like the people who have Destroyer usually are just consumed by power, and as soon as they see like a low level I don't know, fucking low level anything really, they'll come walk up to them, shoot them with both of their stupidly broken beams, and then just eat them to death. And they're just awful, man. I mean, like when you see a destroyer, the server either bows down to them or all teams up to just shank him to death. Anyways, this is my ranking on basically everyone. In my opinion, the jolliest person is this stupid reindeer Shin Godzilla thing, and then the most evil, devious monster is Destroyer. Anyways, yeah, this video is probably gonna be unlisted since I don't want to add a thumbnail since I'm kind of bored and lazy. So yeah, I might just send this to one of my friends or some shit. I don't know.